Welcome to Neoroyal, House of Pricey Cardboard. On today's episode of Commander Gameplay, we have a match with my friends Dr. Maxim and Fitz from the Arena of the Ancients. Streaming most Sundays on Twitch, the Arena of the Ancients is a great place to watch spicy decks battle it out and lose to Fitz. Thank you to the Patreons of this channel for supporting the show, and welcome to Cushion Man to the elite ranks in the House of Pricey Cardboard. If you want to support the channel for free, liking and sharing the video helps a lot. Fitz brought today his Temmet Vizier of Naktamun deck. This is a deck built around the land Dark Depth, which is usually a really slow payoff for paying a lot of mana, but since it works with counters, there's a way around that. Temmet then comes in and makes it unblockable for a ton of damage. Dr. Max is back with his high power Brago King Eternal. This is a combo deck looking to control the board while amassing value with Brago's Flicker and end the game through some kind of loops with Brago and Strionic Resonator, which will give you infinite ETBs, draw, mana, whatever you might need. Kelly will be playing Anowon the Ruined Thief. This is a rogue tribal list looking to assemble a board of unblockable rogues and deal a lot of damage through anthems. The deck can also take out players with milling, eating library rapidly if the right cards are drawn. For myself, I will be playing Tayam Luminous Enigma, playing around with all sorts of counter, positive, negative, keywords and infects. This deck is all about permanence and most of them cost 3 or less. So it starts pretty small, but each addition to the board makes it bigger and deadlier. There's also an alternative win con with Rayhan and Altar of Dementia to mill out the table. Fitz's opening hand contains Dark Depth, Dig Through Time, Generous Gift, Supreme Verdict, Windswept Heath, Hallowed Fountain, and a basic snow-covered island. Max's opening hand contains Watcher for Tomorrow, Null Drifter, Venser Shaper Savant, Tangle Wire, Nimbus Maze, Glacial Fortress, and a basic island. Kelly's opening hand contains Soaring Thought Thief, Varagat Blood Sky Sire, Sting Drinker Bandit, Mystical Tutor, Dimir Signet, Evolving Wilds, and a basic island. My opening hand contains Spore Frog, Plague Crafter, Grind to Dust, Celestia Signet, Prismatic Vista, Exotic Orchard, and an Overgrown Tomb. I get to start this off.
A lot of blue. Nope. Hell no. Hey, you ain't playing that.
I don't have that much country spells in it.
And land drop an Overgrown Tomb tap. Kelly land drops an Evolving Wilds, cracking it for a basic Swamp. Max land drops Nimbus Maze. And Fitz land drops Windswept Heath, cracking it for a Glacial Floodplain. I land drop a Forest and cast Celestia Signet.
Pass.
Ah! I'm not done shuffling!
I said pass!
Ah!
Kelly land drops Choked Estuary, revealing a basic island. She then casts Dimir Signet. Max land drops an island, and casts Watcher for Tomorrow. Entering the battlefield, he hides away a card from his top 3 and pass. Fitz land drops a Plains, and casts his commander, Temmet, Vizier of Naktamun. Can you hear it? A voice deep beneath the ice. I land drop Exotic Orchard and cast my own commander, Tayam Luminous Enigma.
Right here, in the swamps of Indata, we can observe the legendary beast Tayam in its natural habitat. What a wonderful creature!
Kelly then drops Drowned Catacomb. Continuing the hype train, she casts Anowon the Ruined Thief.
Why is the coins gone?
Max then drops a Plains, and sadly on 3 mana, can't cast Brago. He instead casts a Tribute Mage. Entering the battlefield, he searches his deck for Arcane Signet. Fitz then drops a snow-covered island, before casting Crucible of Worlds. I then drop a Prismatic Vista, and cast Plague Crafter. With the ETB, I get rid of Anowon, Temmet, and the Watcher. I crack my fetch land for basic Plains, and cast Scavenging Ooze, which will enter with a Vigilance counter because of Tayam. I then go to combat, sending Tayam to Max. Kelly land drops Watery Grave tap, and casts Changeling Outcast. Max casts Arcane Signet. He land drops a Glacial Fortress, and then casts Rishadan Cutpurse. Entering the battlefield, Kelly pays 1. Fitz sacrifices an island and a sacrifice the Scoos. For his combat, the Tribute Mage attacks me.
It's starting again. I play creature and they die, no.
Fitz replays the snow-covered island from the grave and pass. On my turn, I cast Grind, putting a -1/-1 on both Max's creatures. I then cast Ramunap Excavator, and land drop this Prismatic Vista from the graveyard. Going to combat, Tayam goes to Max again. At my end step, Kelly flashes in Soaring Thought Thief. Kelly land drops an island on her turn and recast her commander. Ready for combat, the Changeling goes to Fitz, while the Soaring Thought Thief goes to Max. Attacking, the Thought Thief mills each opponent's 2 cards. Fitz and Max then both take 2 and mill 2. Kelly draws a card since Fitz milled at least 1 creature. She then pass. Max land drops a Plains. In full cast Mold Drifter. Entering the battlefield, he draws 2 cards. At the end step, Fitz casts Brainstorm. And once he's done, he casts Enlightened Tutor, putting Solemnity on top of his now shuffled library.
It'll be the card I draw for turn.
Oh, that's rough.
Ooh, oh shit, I didn't know that was a thing.
On his turn, he casts the enchantment. He then plays the star of the deck, Dark Depth. As the land enters the battlefield, it can't get ice counters, so it immediately sacrifices itself to create the legendary Marit Lage.
I'm so happy to have some flying shit.
On my turn, I crack my Prismatic Vista for a swamp.
Well, my deck is gonna have a hard time. Draw. Will.
You're in great removal colors.
Yeah. No, not that I can't do anything about it, but it's a good card against my deck.
I cast Rishkar's Expertise, drawing 3 cards. I get to cast Luminous Broodmoth for free.
Gonna get a Luminous Broodmoth in the battlefield.
Hey, that's a combo.
Yeah. So when something dies, it returns with a flying counter. So if I can't put a counter, I can kill it as much as I want.
I land drop Command Tower from my graveyard and cast Spore Frog.
Oh.
Oh,
So I can sack it to Fog.
nice.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh. Alright.
Heading into combat, Tayam goes once again to Max. Kelly then drops Sunken Hollow and casts Sakashima the Imposter. The clone enters as a second Anowon. She then goes to combat, sending the Changeling to Fitz. On attack, each opponent mills 2. Fitz then takes 4 and mills 4 twice, hitting no creatures. In second main, Kelly casts Wayfarer's Bubble and pass. Max then drops Mystic Gate.
Fitz, if I get rid of the Luminous Broodmoth, are you willing to just attack Phil with the 2020 so we fog out and we don't have an unlimited fog problem?
Yes, definitely. I would be willing to break that up.
Yeah, okay.
He casts Venser Shaper Savant. While this is on the stack, I fuck the combat damage this turn by sacrificing my Frog, and it comes back without the flying counter because of Solemnity. Venser then returns the Broodmoth to my hand. He then casts Fell Warstone before passing. Fitz land drops Petrified Field, and casts Supreme Verdict. In reaction, I fuck the combat step with my Frog. Fitz then pass. I then drop a Plains and cast Faeburrow Elder. I then cast Necro Skitter, and at my end step, Kelly cracks her Bauble for a basic. On her turn, she casts Paragot Bloodsky Sire and pass. Max land drops Misty Rainforest, before casting Brago.
My rule bursts beyond death itself.
He then casts Grant Abolisher before ending his turn. Fitz casts Soul Ring. He then drops a snow-covered island. And I hop into combat, sending Marit Lage to Kelly for 20 damage. In second main, Fitz casts Dig Through Time.
I hope you're gonna exile your Dark Death.
I did not.
Aww.
He casts Expedition Map and end his turn. I land drop an Indeta Triome and recast my commander. I go to combat, sending the Faeburrow Elder and Necro Skitter to Fitz. In second main, I cast Nissa, Voice of Zendikar. I +1 Nissa to create a plant and pass. Kelly recasts Anowon on her turn. She then heads into combat, sending Varagat to Fitz. On damage, Fitz mills 3, still hitting no creatures. Max uses this time to crack his fetch land at the end step.
I only have like 9 creatures in my deck.
Oh shit.
The plan was never to block.
Yeah, exactly. When you do 20 damage on your turn, it usually gets you there pretty quick.
On his turn, Max casts Wall of Omens, drawing a card on ETB. He then casts Rishadan Footpad. Fitz pays the 2, I sacrifice my Necro Skitter, and Kelly sacrifices the Dimir Signet. Max follows it up with a Mystic Remora, before going to combat where Brago deals 2 damage to Fitz. On damage, Max flickers all his non-land permanents, untapping Mana Rocks and getting back the ETBs. From the Rishadan, Fitz sacrifices the map, I sack the plant, and Kelly sacks a swamp. In second main, Max land drops Hallowed Fountain untapped, and casts Tangled Wire, which enters with no fading counters because of Solemnity. On his turn, Fitz land drops Buried Ruins.
Oh man, I wonder if Max has Counterspell. Well, we're gonna find out. For 7 mana, I'll cast an Overloaded Cyclonic Rift.
Yeah, no. I'll cast a Davin's Veto.
Yeah.
For his combat step, Marit Lage attacks Max, who blocks with Brago. On my turn, I cast Oblivion Ring. I exile Solemnity under it. I then cast Mikaeus the Lunar for X equals 1, entering with a +1/+1 and a Vigilance counter. I then recast Luminous Broodmoth, and -2 Nissa to put a +1/+1 on each creatures I control. I then head into combat, sending Tayam to Max and the Elder to Fitz.
I'm playing the game!
Kelly goes straight to combat, sending Varagat to Fitz, and Anowon to Max, who blocks with Wall of Omens. Before damage, Kelly casts Mystical Tutor, putting Aetherize on top of her library. Fitz mills a creature this time, and Kelly draws the instant. In second main, Kelly casts Lightning Greaves and pass. Max pays for his Remora and should have sacrificed the Tangled Wire. It does not impact anything in the future. He land drops a Plains and casts Narset Parter of Veils. He -2 Narset, putting the Mana Vault to his hand, before casting the artifact. He then cracks Inventor's Fair for Sensei's Divining Top. He casts the top and activates it to reorder the top 3 of his library. He casts Mother of Runes and pass.
And I hope to survive. Pass.
Turner.
Fitz land drops a Snow-Covered Plains, and for the Marit Lage step, stands the Avatar to Max for 20. In second main, Fitz casts Rite of Replication, paying the kicker cost. Kelly is not so down and reacts with Counter Spell. At the end step, I activate my commander, removing 3 +1/+1 counters to mill 3 and return Winding Constrictor to the battlefield. I untap and land drop a forest. I +1 Nissa for a plant with 2 Vigilance counters. I then use my Chaos to put 2 +1/+1s on all my creatures. I hop into combat, sending the Broodmoth to Max, while Tayam, Fabro Elder and my Constrictor attack Fitz.
Get Teferi's Protection in my hand.
Cast it for free.
Yeah, it would have been great.
Max is taken out of the game. In second main, I activate Tayam, returning Plaguecrafter to the battlefield. I hold priority on the ETB to remove the 2 Vigilance counters. Activating Tayam once more. I return Gift of Immortality to the battlefield, enchanting my Broodmoth. The Plaguecrafter then gets rid of Marit Lage and Varagath. Luminous Broodmoth triggers on my Plaguecrafter, dying, returning it to the battlefield with 2 Vigilance and 2 Flying counters. I sacrifice the plant token to the ETB while Kelly sacrifices Anowon and Fitz discards an island. I then pass. Kelly land drops Myriad Landscape and pass. On his turn, Fitz sacrifices Buried Ruin to return Scroll Rack to hand. He casts the artifact and activates it for 5 cards. He then casts Sevine's Reclamation, returning Ghostly Prison to the battlefield. After that, Fitz land drops Dark Depth from the graveyard, this time with 10 ice counters. At the end step, I activate Tayam, returning Ramunap Excavator. On my turn, I cast Eternal Witness, returning Rishkar's Expertise to hand. I -2 Nissa for more +1/+1 counters. Going to combat, I send the Plaguecrafter and Ramunap to Fitz.
I'm gonna pay 4 to send you 2 creatures. It's gonna be my Plague Crafter and my...
Doesn't Plaguecrafter just kill me?
Yeah, but I've been fooled too many times with cheap removals.
I'm totally tapped out. I have nothing.
Yeah.
Sending nothing to Kelly this turn because of the Aetherize. On her turn, she casts Stink Drinker Bandit, and I use this time to activate Mikaeus, putting +1/+1s on everything. At the end step, I activate Tayam, returning Absent Falconeer to my side. On my turn, I start with combat. I send a Plaguecrafter and Eternal Witness to Kelly. She declares no blocks and I activate Mike for 4 additional damage. In second main, I land drop Isolated Chapel and cast Rishkar's Expertise, drawing 11 cards.
How thick is your deck right now?
Oh, it's still like half.
Oh. That destroys any of my plans of milling you out.
I then get to cast Evolution Sage for free. At my end step, Kelly cracks her Myriad for 2 basics. She draws and casts Knowledge Exploitation, really hoping for a board wipe. I only have 3 valid targets: Triumph of the Horde, Eladam Reskull, and Eerie Ultimatum.
So all I have is these 3.
Okay, that's all you have left?
Well, it's a permanent deck, so yeah.
Jeez. Okay, this doesn't save me at all.
She casts the Ultimatum, returning basically her whole grave to the battlefield. Sakashima enters as a copy of Varagath. She moves the Lightning Greaves on Sakashima and pass.
Oh, I could have bugged you in reaction. I'm so not used to running Bujka Bug. Okay. Good to know. I will. Bring back Sunpetal Grove.
At the end step, I activate Tayam, returning Sunpetal Grove. This triggers the Evolution Sage to proliferate. I then activate Tayam again, returning Nest of Scarabs. On my turn, I cast Ichor Rats, getting us both a poison counter. I even get a second one because of my Winding Constrictor. I cast Black Sun Zenith for X equals 3. This clears Kelly's board and creates 59 Scarabs token on my side. It is then combat time, so Ewit and Plaguecrafter attack Kelly. She reacts by casting Aetherize, gaining another turn. I then drop Woodland Cemetery, cast a Soul Ring, and pass.
Draw? Jesus. Oh, I'm gonna cast it, but it's not gonna do anything. I'm gonna cast Vampire Tutor. Gonna lose 2 life. I'm gonna fetch for Ingaruk's Wake. I'm gonna put it on top of my library and I'm gonna die.
Woo!
The card I've been looking for all game!
Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Make sure to check out Fitz on the Arena of the Ancients. He is getting great guests on the show and his decks are really awesome to see in action. You should also check him out if you have the chance. Take care my friend and we'll see you very soon.